Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ninth episode of Saturn's Rants. Before we begin, we're going to do the usual crediting, but we actually have some repeat names today. First, we have the Avatar, which was made by Sponge. And secondly, we have the world name. Let me put its name real quick before I say the name of who made it. It's called Starlight. Made by my mate. Their name is MEI, which you may recognize a little bit. On episode 7, I said that the person that made that world, the Cozy Halloween, was named Mel. That's because I misread. Same person that made this world. So we have two recurring characters today. Sponge and me. Is something like that. But yeah, so we've got some recurring characters. And so to actually get into the meat of today's episode, I wanted to talk about video games, right? Because I play video games. I play those. I do that. And I wanted to talk about my favorite game of all time, games I'm currently playing, and games I like that I haven't played yet. So, and starting off, I mentioned favorite game of all time. I don't even think I really need to say what that would be, but Hollow Knight, and maybe Silksong. I'll say why maybe Silksong in a moment. I'm not going to talk spoilers on Silksong because it hasn't been out for that long, so I'm not going to do that. I was going to say my current experience with it, and all such of likes of that. Just switching to Do Not Disturb on VR chat so I don't get any notifications mid-recording session. Because I don't want to be bothered. Okay, there we go. Not because I got one, but I like preventing. So, reason why I say maybe Silksong is because I haven't beaten the game yet. So, since I've been recording my Silksong playthrough and I like uploading it, I don't like being in call with other people when I'm playing it, right? Because I want to try and record, and I'm recording and talking to myself about it. Because, like, if I'm in a call, then I have to be, like, spoiler free, but for the video, I want to talk about what's going on. So, I can't talk about what's going on in the game while also trying to be spoiler free for my friends. But also, recently, I haven't wanted to be alone. So, I've gotten past Act 1 of the game. So, Silksong is split into different acts. I've beaten Act 1 and touched, like, the first, 5 minutes of Act 2. But I haven't done anything beyond that for a little while. So that's why I'm saying maybe Silksong, because I haven't gone all the way through. Now, Hollow Knight, I don't care to spoil because it's been out for so long. I love Hollow Knight. It is, without a doubt, my favorite game of all time that I've actually played to completion. Hollow Knight is so good. From art direction to the story to the music composition. It's all so amazing. And I want to talk about that. So, starting with the art direction. The thing that actually got me into Hollow Knight to begin with was the art style. That's what gets me into a lot of games. Like, seeing, trailers and such, and seeing the art style. And Hollow Knight can be so pretty at times. Like, Green Path. Green Path is beautiful. Genuinely. Going from the Forgotten Crossroads, this gray and very muted area, and even, everywhere before that, being very gray. And then you go into this lush, vibrant green. It's so pretty. So pretty. And I hate the talking. Stop it. That's an epic. But, so pretty. And it's funny, because I mentioned watching trailers for games and seeing the art style that way. I didn't even watch a Hollow Knight trailer. What it was one of the YouTubers that I was watching at the time made a video where they were doing some challenge in Hollow Knight. I watched the first 2 seconds, saw how the game looked, and was like, I need to stop watching this. I need to play this game for myself. I bought the game and streamed it every day for a week. All the VODs that I have up on my channel, those were day after day of playing Hollow Knight. Like, that's how hooked I got on the game. I wanted to play it every night. I didn't get burned out. And those were like 3 to 7 hours each. My longest live streams, those videos. But like, and as well as design, this also kind of goes into characters and how they look. Every character is so unique in their own ways. And I love Hollow Knight for that. The characters are amazing. I also mentioned the story. Hollow Knight story. So before Hollow Knight, I hadn't really played any story-focused games before. So when I first did my playthrough, I wasn't really looking out for the story all that much. I was just playing through the game and enjoying the mechanics of it. Because all the games that I had played before didn't really have that much of a story. Hollow Knight is definitely not that. And it took me watching a couple videos after I played for my first time to understand like the story of it. But holy God, I love the story of Hollow Knight. Like, the Pale King trying his best to save his kingdom, but in doing so, like, harming so many vessels in the process. Trying to have the perfect vessel for the Radiance, just to mess it up by actually growing an attachment to the Hollow Knight. And that being the entire reason why the Hollow Knight failed. Is such cool. So cool. And the first time going into the Abyss and seeing all of those deaths, all of those vessels, what must be like tens of thousands of vessels all down there dead just to find the perfect one. And even when there was a perfect one, your player character, Ghost, Knight, whatever you want to call him, they didn't realize that it was a perfect one and threw him out. Just for one that would end up maybe being perfect, but had it been ruined by the Pale King anyways. It is such good storytelling. And the environmental storytelling, which, again, the Abyss plays into, is without a doubt like one of the best story like telling devices that the game uses to its advantage. And another thing that I had mentioned when I started ranting about Hollow Knight, the music. Holy shit, the music. Oh, Christopher Larkin. Oh, I swear to God. Just put this in perspective. The first time I was trying to beat Nightmare King Grim, it took me an entire live stream to beat him. I never got sick of it because Nightmare King, the song, is so good. It is such a good boss theme. And beyond just the boss theme, even just the music for each area of the game is amazing and fits the tone so well. Deep Nest is creepy and literally made like chills going down my spine and actually made me feel like I had spiders crawling on me. Green Path, the music fits beautifully, just like the environment. Same thing with Forgotten Crossroads. Like, it fits so well. All of the music fits perfectly with the game, and I'm so glad that Larkin got a full orchestra for Silksong. I'm so glad. And I kind of want to rear back to what I mentioned with the characters before. Starting off with Zote. Zote is a great example of a good making a character that you are meant to hate while not bogging down the experience. You are meant to hate Zote, and they do it so so well. This arrogant little, I don't even know what to call him, but like this arrogant little guy that is just berating you for not like being a good like fighter, even though they're the one almost getting killed twice, and use your player like the knight saving them twice, like, and taking all the credit for everything that you did, especially if you get Mila. Like the entire reason why Grey Prince Zote is a thing, literally having Mila. Is it Mila? Bretta. I'm sorry, Mila's the minor. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of Bretta. But Bretta. Like taking all the credit for that, having Bretta praise Zote instead of, like, that is, he is such a dick. And how cathartic it felt to be able to fight him in the Coliseum, just for him to be like a little bouncy ball. Oh, that was amazing. Bretta's really cool. I like Bretta. The little plushie that she makes of you if you don't get Zote is really cute. Also, last thing about Zote, the fact that you can actually just leave them to die is amazing. So, yeah, Bretta's cool. She fits her kind of character really well. And one that I actually want to mention now is Nail Master. I don't remember. I want to say Oro, one of the three Nail brothers, Nail Masters, one of them. The fact that they're in a gay relationship, if you don't kill Nail Master, in my first playthrough, when I wasn't gonna kill Nailsmith, I wasn't gonna do that. I literally referenced the fact. I said, why don't you go out and live off with or whichever one. I literally said that, and then boom, it was an actual thing. Like that was the last thing I expected to happen. Like literally, I called it. Which that felt amazing, but they're like really cute. Actually having a couple in the game, really cute. That was an extra one that I wanted to talk about. Cornifer, and by extension I Zelda. Great. Cornifer's Cornifer's really cool. Like hearing that humming always like put a smile on my face. Like, yay, Cornifer! Because he's like your one like consistent friend throughout the game that you see everywhere. So it's just like while you're going through these areas that are trying to kill you, you're at home and you feel safe. And also he somehow gets progression faster than you do because he gets past the Shadow Gate and brain. I cannot think of the area right now. Fog Canyon. He gets past the Shadow Gate in Fog Canyon before you're even in. So who knows how the hell he managed that. So yeah, he did that somehow. But love him, and Zelda is like perfect match for him. Papa Nana. Okay, that's another thing with the characters. They are so quotable. Like it's not even English in any way, shape, or form, but there's so many quotable lines. We're speaking of quotable lines. Hornet's great. There's a reason why she's the main character of the folk song. It's because she's a great character. And I mainly said that because get good right before the Radiance fight. That's just really funny. Like get good and Shaw's great. like anytime I play Hornet now, I have to make a Shaw joke. I have to. I know I can. Um, so get good, Shaw, Hornet. Hornet's just a really good character, and the fact that you fight her twice is really cool. Let's see, anyone else that I want to mention before the big boy? Cloth. I really got attached to Cloth. I really liked her. But and then she's, of course, if you go the wrong way about things and you save her before going against a traitor lord, of course she comes in to join you and fight you. Or not fight you, fight with you, and she gets killed. That was like so gut wrenching to me. Like, it's like, no, god damn it. And this kind of leads into the next character in a roundabout way, and my favorite character, Grim and Nightmare King Grim. Oh my god, I love Nightmare King Grim so much, and you can call me edgy for it, but I do not care. Don't ask me why. I love them. So I should probably talk about Grim himself before I mention Grimchild. I love Grim so much. One correlation that I made in my first playthrough was the fact that he kind of looks like Stolas. And after I finished and beat the game, because of course I wasn't gonna look up anything about Hollow Knight before I beat the game because I didn't want any spoilers. After I beat the game, I was curious and I looked up Stolas and Nightmare King Grim, and I was glad to see that I wasn't the only one that made that connection, which I found really funny. So yeah, I wasn't the only one that made that connection, and even beyond that, his style is really cool. I already mentioned his themes. I mainly mentioned Nightmare King, but Grim Troop, also really cool. I don't remember if that's actually what it's called or if it's called Troop Master or something. But Grim and Nightmare King Grim, really cool. Nightmare King Grim is literally my favorite boss fight of all time. Because it flows really nicely. Once you understand the moves and you understand exactly what you need to do, at that point, it's just an endurance stuff actually getting through it. But it's really fun. Again, the music kept me engaged the entire time, and I just really he's my favorite video game character of all time at the moment, for games that I've actually played. And I'll say later why I said for games that I've actually played. But yeah. And I mentioned Grimchild. I got really, really attached to Grimchild. He was my pet, because he kind of was. I feel like having to go around and kill the little troop guys, the torch holders, having to go around, kill them was a nice little exploration thing to do. But I just got really attached to the Grimchild, who I named Cloth, because I got Grimchild after Cloth had died. So I named my Grimchild after Cloth, which is why I was saying that Grim and Cloth for me was kind of connected, and that's why I transitioned into talking about Grim, because I named my Grimchild Cloth. And I decided in my first playthrough, because I've been talking about Nightmare King Grim, to not banish the troop and finish the ritual. And so I did. And sometimes I go back and watch me beating Nightmare King Grim, and my reaction seeing the Grimchild as a full bat was so cool. I was literally just so relieved to be done with the fight, and I was just like, oh, you're a big bat now. I love you. Literally, I love Grimchild so much. And just one extra thing with Grimchild, and kind of with Bretta as well. Oh no! I didn't turn it off flying. Oh. Okay, well, that was really easy to get back where it was. Let me just turn off the flying mode so I don't accidentally do that again. Oh, studio mode. Whoa, what is this? I accidentally turned on studio mode on OBS. Well, I didn't stop recording, so we're good. Okay. Now it's off flying mode. Alright. So, I don't like the talking in the music, I don't. But, shut up! Okay, back to what I was talking about. So, whenever you, sit on a bench, and you're there for a little, the night will actually start to rest. Like a sleep. And most of your minions, like the Spiderlings and Grimchild, have that as well as Bretta when she's sitting on the bench in Dirtmouth. Bretta, if she is sitting on the bench and you start sitting on the bench with her, after a couple of seconds, she'll start to blush, which I find really cute. And Grimchild, after flying around, he usually does, will fly down, curl up in a ball, and fall asleep, which is the cutest thing I have ever seen in a video game. Because, oh my god, I just wish I could go into the fucking game and just start petting him, because it's just like, oh. But, I do want to move on from Hollow Knight, but I love Hollow Knight with a passion. I've almost beat every single challenge that the game has to offer. I just need to beat P5, which is easier said than done. But I have the Path of Pain, so I just have to beat P5, which I haven't even gotten to Absolute Radiance yet, so we'll see. Eventually I will beat it, and I will let you guys know when I do. But next, I want to move on to games that I've been playing recently, which, funnily enough, the games that I've been playing recently have been ones that I found out via Moist Critical. No, that is not a joke, because Moist Critical now has his Moist Critical Gaming channel, which is where I've been finding a lot of new games. So I'm going to go down a little list of ones that I've been playing recently, starting off with the Finals. I have never been a big fan of shooter games, but the Finals is very, very unique in the way that the game is set up. The fact that you need to get as much cash as possible by getting cash outs, which I found to be a really cool concept. And the variety of weapons and loadouts that you can have with the light, medium, and heavy builds that the game has to offer is enough to keep me intrigued with the game. So I got really attached to it. So I Finals for a little bit now, and it's really fun. It's currently going through Halloween, which actually I'm continue that because it's like a daily thing where like you go in, you do some challenges, and then you can smash a pumpkin for a free reward. So I do that, but it's really fun. I would definitely recommend playing if you have the chance. And I will say this section is going to be a little bit shorter, just because, again, Hollow Knight's my favorite game of all time. I have a lot less to talk about with these over games, but I guess I can say like which loadouts are my favorite, or which weapons. So for light, something that you'll realize, I'm a big fan of melee weapons. So for the light, which the light is your fast-moving, but not all that tanky, only having 150 health, but being faster than the medium and heavy class. The main weapon that I use for it is the sword, which is really fun. It has your main slashing attack, but it also has a charge attack where you like thrust your sword forward and dash a little bit. And usually I use the dash ability as well, so I can get up all in people's faces and slash them to death. And that's really fun. Usually I don't end up playing light, but when I do, it's always moving on from that, we've got the medium, which is your like run-of-the-mill. You've got 250 HP, you're middle of the pack in terms of speed, and the weapon I usually use for it is the dual blades, which, once again, is a slashing, but instead of having the lunge forward, it's got like you put your dual blades into an X kind of formation and start blocking some bullets. Unlike a lot of games with those kind of mechanics where it's 100% foolproof and all bullets get blocked, some actually do pierce through, which I do enjoy that it has that little bit of nerve to it. But yeah, that's always fun, and the main ability that I use for that usually is a turret that you can place down. It does a lot of good damage. And then finally, we've got my personal favorite, the Heavy. Slower moving, but with 350 HP. 200 more than the Light has. And the weapon I use is Flamethrower. The Flammenwaffe. Swear it is so fun to burn people alive. Don't take that out of context. And the ability I use for that is called the Winch Claw, which is pretty much Scorpion's "Get over here!" Where you send out a chain, it goes out, and if you hit, it grabs them towards you. AKA right into the range of my Flamethrower. So if people will be trying to run away, I use that, get them right back over to me, and flame their ass. So that's the finals. Those are the loadouts that I usually play. Again, highly recommend. It's got different game modes. I've been playing the ranked tournament where it's your team versus 3 other teams. Oh yeah, by the way, it's a team of 3. Yeah. So you have your team versus 3 other teams, and then 2 get knocked out, and have that again, but so it's like 8 total teams across the full game, but it's split up into 2 games for the first round. So it's a 4 teams fighting. Okay, so hold on. 4 different teams fighting against each other, and a separate 4 different teams fighting against each other. And then 2 are eliminated from each group. And then you move up, where it's the 4 surviving ones, and then 2 more get eliminated. And then you have the final round, where it's a race to get 50k cash. And whichever one gets 50k cash first is the winner. So that's how that's set up, and that's usually the game mode that I play. There are side game modes if that's not your side. Transitioning from that, we have another game called Clover Pit. Some of these next ones will be roguelikes, because I've always been really big roguelikes, like Risk of Rain 2, and some others. So Clover Pit is a gambling roguelike where you literally use a slot machine to try and get a big enough quota, like kind of like Repo and Lethal Company. It's a single player game. You can get items throughout the game that allow you to help your odds in some way or another. Help your odds, increase the value of specific symbols, patterns, and other things like that. So, Clover Pit, really fun game. Gets kind of difficult if you don't get the items that you want, but it can be very satisfying. It is gambling. Literally, you're using a slot machine, so I don't really know what else to say about that. And on the theme of games with pit in their name, we've also got Ball Pit, or Ball X Pit, which is really cool. It's, imagine one of those like mobile games where it's like you shoot a bunch of balls at like targets, but imagine those targets are enemies that are slowly moving towards you, and you can upgrade those balls and combine special balls and a bunch of other things. That's Ball Pit. Really, really fun. There's a bunch of different characters that you can choose from that have a bunch of different abilities. Like, I don't remember the name, but there is one that gets the special ice ball, which has a chance to freeze enemies, and whenever the balls hit the back of the board, they come straight back to you. Like, there's that character, and a bunch of others that do a lot of really cool things that keep the games fresh, as well as the different balls that you can get. So, you can get something, you can get a bunch of different kinds of balls. Like, there's Earthquake Ball that does area effect damage, there's a Poison Ball, which does poison, Fire, which does fire, so on and so forth. There's a Charming Ball, which has a chance to make enemies for a short amount of time be on your side and start going backwards to attack other enemies, and a bunch of different other balls that are really cool. And you level them up to level 3, and once you do so, you can get an item called a fission, which has a chance to shut up. But which, if you have 2 level 3 items, there's 2 things that you could possibly do. You can fuse, which is just like a basic fusion of the 2. It'll have both effects. So let's say if I fused, trying to think of one that isn't just actually a thing. There's a ghost ball and the charm ball. If I were to fuse those together, the ghost ball just goes straight through enemies and does damage to all the ones that goes through. And I mentioned charm ball already. If you combine those 2, it's just a charm ball that can go through enemies, right? But if you get the right combinations of balls, you can get something called an evolution, which instead of just combining the abilities, it makes it have a whole new ability. So let's take, for example, the 2 other balls, the Spider Queen and the Exact. As you can imagine, those 2 have an evolution together, which I don't remember what it's called. So the Spider Queen, whenever it bounces off of an enemy, has a chance to produce a baby ball, which is pretty much like your white basic ball. And the Exact, whenever it hits an enemy, it automatically splits off into like 3 baby balls. So what the combination of the 2 does is it has a chance to produce an Exact, which then hits off enemies and produces more baby balls. So it has more of a baby ball. And then you've got my personal favorite, which takes a couple steps. The first, like the only one in the game that I'm aware of that actually takes 2 fusions to obtain. So first, you need one that's called a white ball, which whenever it hits an enemy has a chance to blind them, or not even chance, it just does blind them. And the fireball. Whenever you combine them, you just get the sun as a ball. And when you combine that with another ball, which is called Dark. Dark does a lot of damage, but as soon as it hits an enemy, it vanishes. So it's like a one-hit use, but it does a lot of damage. If you combine them, you get a black hole, which instead of doing a lot of damage upon one hit, instantly kills anything that's not a boss. And the bosses just do a lot of damage. Get a lot of damage dealt with. Now, once again, it's one-time use. But something that I haven't mentioned is I mentioned the fusions, and I mentioned the evolutions. But whenever you evolve, the evolved ball goes back to level 1, and you have to level it back up to level 3 again. But once you get it back up to level 3, you can fuse it with a different ball, right? So, whenever you fuse, it does the same thing, where it applies both abilities into one ball, right? So, like, to get the black hole, you need to do an evolution and an evolution. So, what you can do is you can do an evolution to get the sun, another evolution to get a black hole, and then another evolution to combine the black holes. Now, here's what I did. There's a couple balls in the game which put an aura around the ball. Like, one that you can get called Sandstorm, which is the wind ball, which does the same thing as the ghost ball, but slows down enemies as it passes through. And the earthquake, which I mentioned, which does area effect damage, which makes the Sandstorm ball, which has like a little storm around it, and still goes through enemies. But it hits more enemies since it has an aura around it. I combined that with the black hole ball, and anything that touched that aura died immediately. So I made a really, really powerful ball, and I won that game. But like, the game is really fun and really satisfying whenever you get a really good fun going. Again, I'm recommending all the games that I mentioned here because they're all really good. trying to think of another game that I can mention before I talk about the one that I haven't played yet, but I don't think I have any. So, without further ado, we've got the one game that I want to mention that I haven't played. It's a big one. Dispatch. Oh, Dispatch. If you don't know what Dispatch is, it's a game that transcends even being a game. It's like a show in the form of a game. Like, the gameplay that you have is, you have the choice to be either cinematic or engage. Engage mode just has like quick time events that you can take part in, but outside of that, it's not really too much other than dialogue options, like that of like Persona 5, where you can have different dialogue options that affect the story in some way. And that's the game. But the story is really cool, and what makes it the coolest for me is the characters. Right? So, but before I get to that, I do want to mention other things. So, I started watching Dispatch videos first through Moist Critical, who actually has a role in the game, which I mentioned when I started with characters. And I've also watched Jacksepticeye play it as well, who also has a role in it as well. But I'm not going to talk about the story, because I don't want to spoil anything, but I will talk about art style. The art style is amazing. Again, it looks like a show. Looks like it could straight up just be a show. It's really cool. The art direction is amazing here. So, it's a game that I definitely want to get myself. It's formatted like a show every week. Right now, there's chapters 3 and 4. So, like, I really want to get the game. Like, I'm not gonna stop watching videos on it. So I'm not too spoiled. There will, if I do get the game, because I did just quit my job, if I do get the game with my last paycheck, I will be making videos on it. So stay tuned for that. It'll probably be like, I'll make a video per chapter. Because I know that both Jack and Moist have made like 2 per chapter, but that like they both ended up being like an hour, 2 hours long. So I'm just gonna have mine be a lot shorter, just with like 1 chapter per video, just make it a lot more simple for you guys. But I do want to play it. But I'm not gonna. But the art style is amazing. I'm not gonna mention the story, but I am gonna mention 2 characters. One, because I feel like I'm obligated since I mentioned Septic. The other is the reason why I said that King Grim is my favorite video game character from the games that I've played. So, first, Jacksepticeye's character, Punch Up. A short little man with big ol' muscles. Really cool. Jack did a great job with his voice acting. Even gave him a little bit more of a specific Ireland accent than the one that Jack usually has, making it more of not just being Jack. It's hard to not hear Jack in the voice, but like still really cool character. And now Moist Critical's character, Sonar, half bat, half human hybrid. That I love Sonar so much as a character, like for design, personality, everything. So personality, he's pretty much just Moist Critical. Way, just a really smart and really talkative Moist Critical. And that even goes for the voice acting. The voice that Moist did is literally just himself, and it fits perfectly. But the design is really what I fully love about Sonar. He looks so cool. Like his head is literally just a head of a bat, but that doesn't make him not cool. Like, and his special ability is that he can transform into a giant beast bat, which looks amazing. So, I'm not gonna say too much outside of that. Just, I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm definitely gonna be trying my best to get Dispatch with whatever money I have left. Because I do want to make videos on Dispatch and actually play it for myself. So expect those videos to come out. Also, speaking of videos, I will try and be more consistent on videos, so I now have my weekends off. I have time to record, so I actually have time. And main reason why I'm recording another episode so soon is I mentioned in episode 7 that I wanted to do episode 10 for Halloween's as another test episode. Like, the game, the test. That's why I recorded episode 9 2 days before Halloween, because I can do that now. So, episode 10 is going to be releasing on Halloween, and it's going to be the test game 2. So, stay tuned for that. And honestly, that's all I have to talk about tonight. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye!